We have 25 DIY projects that are under $200 that can create massive drama, huge changes, and it would not break the bank. So check this out. Now, if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast station, I do recommend that you head over and catch this on YouTube, because we will have video of all of the projects that we are about to share with you today, and you won't want to miss that.
300, 200, 100. Might be all of those. I don't know.
They're just rolling off.
Could be $500. But they're cheap. That's what matters.
Okay, if you've been to our website or have followed us on social media for any amount of time, it is quite evident that we love to pinch pennies and
Cheapazoid. Just pulled out the robot. Pulled it out.
Please report to the dance floor.
Please report to your bank account.
Your robot.
Stupid.
It's horrible.
It's terrible. But I did it, and you saw it.
You did. Okay.
Yeah. So all the dancing you're going to get out of me.
I know. He just won't dance for me. But we started all of these projects because we are broke musicians in love. And we love to have a beautiful home, but the bank account does not want to agree with us. So we've always had to become a little bit creative and frugal when it comes to creating a home. So I thought it would be fun for us to put together a roundup of our projects that can create a huge difference in anyone's home that are like $200 or less. Some of them, depending on what you get, we might have a little bit of wiggle room, but around $200 is what we're thinking. So the first category that we'll talk about is paint, because it is the cheapest form of making a complete change to any room. I mean, a can of paint, you can buy them pretty cheap depending on where you purchase it from, but a huge change in color is instant drama to any space. Now, in our bedroom, we did paint our walls white, but I wanted to create some bit of actual drama with a really bold accent wall, and we went with a black. And we had sanded down our bed, and from black to an all natural wood color, and that bed looks so beautiful in front of that black accent wall. So that was,
they say, it pops.
It pops.
Yeah.
Now, in the show notes, I will make sure to put all of the links to the colors and the products that we used, as well as to any blog post that we may have that has the full tutorial for the project. So that way, if any of these pique your interest, you can head over there and get all of the details.
And since the bedroom wall was such a hit, we decided to do this downstairs in our basement as well, where we watch television and movies. And so in similar fashion, we chose another dark color, also black.
That's right. But we did use a different finish. We used VELATURA Mineral Wash.
Check this out.
It has some really cool movement to the wall. So it's just got like a feeling of a texture, or almost like a plaster, but without actually doing plaster.
And would you say it's dramatic?
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd make your walls look like $1 million.
Yeah.
For not $1 million.
That's right.
For cheap.
Well, and this is the same product that we used in our dining room. So if you have checked out our most recent room reveal, that is the same product that we use there. And here's a little sneak peek. I've not shared this yet, but in our youngest boy's room, in our youngest boy's bedroom, we did have a navy accent wall, but he wanted his favorite color green. Yeah. So I'd use the same finish.
So we told him no, he's got grounded. No, we painted it green, but we used VELATURA Mineral Wash.
Okay, so something else that I'm also very proud of that we have done. We are down to only 3 rooms left where the popcorn is gone from this house. Yeah. Now,
not the popcorn we eat, but the popcorn above us on the ceiling.
So again, for a very affordable project. I mean, you're scraping the popcorn off.
That's right.
And then you're just painting it white. And it always astounds me.
That's almost free, really, other than putting a ceiling paint.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty close to free, and just a couple of days of shoulder pain. That's it.
And neck pain.
Yeah. Take some breaks. Look down every once in a while. Take it from us. I can't look up anymore because I've scraped so many ceilings.
But they look so good.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I haven't seen the sun in 3 years. Look, clouds. I can't. What does that cloud look like? Looks like the grass.
You're going to make me cry.
I have so many more examples, but I guess I'll stop.
I can't handle it.
Hey, speaking of ceilings.
Okay.
We did ceiling beams.
Oh.
Now.
Okay, in our primary bedroom.
You just interrupted me. I had a whole
sorry.
thing.
Okay, you go.
Hey, speaking of ceilings.
Yeah.
We did some ceiling beams.
Yes, we did.
And they were not expensive.
No.
We used cedar. And made a row of beams. We had to sort of count how many we think, how far apart you wanted them. And we already have kind of low ceilings.
Right.
So we didn't have them jutting down very far because we didn't want to walk into the room and duck under each beam, play limbo. But they look really good. And
they do.
And they didn't cost very much.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and I will have to say, we did install that before the wood shortage.
Wood has probably gone up a bit, but still.
Cedar may have.
Yeah, cedar. But you could use anything and stain it. We chose to keep it natural.
Yeah.
But you could stain it if you want. You could use pine if you really wanted to. And we've used that before. And it looks really nice.
Well, in fact, we did use pine in our primary bathroom.
Yeah.
We did stain it to match our floors, but we installed...
we even beat it up to make it look a little rough.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
But what is the board that fits the tongue and groove? They were tongue and groove boards that we put on the ceiling, and it looks great. We didn't scrape that popcorn.
That's right. We just covered it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So you can cover it.
That's right.
Well,
and speaking of covering, another bathroom ceiling that we did that I think it's one of my favorite DIY projects. So in our basement, when we moved in, there's a kitchenette that had some really ugly to me flooring that was the click and
clacking flooring. I mean, it was higher quality, but just not pretty on the top side. But guess what?
So we found some leftovers.
And it was sort of stacked in our basement somewhere, and we saw the underside of it.
Yeah.
And suddenly thought, ooh, now that looks pretty nice. That looks better than the top side.
Well, and it has these really cool, stamps,
like
as if somebody
stamps or something, like Inspector A.
Yeah. And so it's got this neat character. So we put the good side of the floor up to the ceiling.
Yeah, you're only seeing the underside from below, and it turned out really cool.
And it was completely free.
Yeah, it was free in that case because we had, so buy a new house where the owner has a stack of old flooring.
Well, but you can also find that.
You can.
You could go to Habitat for Humanity. Yeah. People have those boxes. You could even find them in the clearance rack, sometimes at the big box stores.
Yeah, maybe your friends are putting in some floor. Just go grab a box.
Well, and look at the underside.
Yeah,
make sure it looks pretty.
Yeah, I just encourage them to steal. You totally glazed over that.
Okay, well, speaking of wood accent.
More wood coming your way.
That's right. In our primary bathroom, not only did we put the tongue and groove ceiling, but we also installed a faux shiplap wall. Now, I know you can go and buy the shiplap from the stores, but it is very expensive. So we didn't have a table saw at the time, but we bought the really thin sheets.
Quarter inch.
Yeah, quarter inch sheets of wood, the 4x8 sizes, and we cut them into strips.
Yeah.
And then that's what we used and made our own shiplap. And I think that we came up with our own measurement. So, I mean, you can...
Didn't we use a nickel? And we put a nickel in between and...
To create the space.
Yeah, and it was even the whole way. Pretty easy.
That's right. And that's also affordable because, those sheets of plywood, I mean, it's not... For a bathroom, it's not that much to do.
You get a Sharpie and just draw the lines across the drywall.
I've seen people do that, and it looks really, really stinking good.
Could be funny.
That's right.
Fool everybody that walks in your house.
That's right.
It's a party game. That wouldn't be very fun. I don't throw parties. Can you tell?
I can tell. Well, you do, but nobody comes.
Can y'all come over and guess if this wall is shiplapped or not?
Okay, another wall that we did using wood, and we also used some of the strips are made actually from PVC, but we did a faux board and batten wall. And I say it's faux because I think you typically are supposed to have it be all wood. But what we did is we just left the majority of the wall as the regular sheetrock.
Oh, yeah.
And all we did was install a trim going across the top, and then we used these little PVC
vertical slats.
Yeah.
So you're saying we broke the rules?
We totally broke the rules.
We broke the rules and saved money. So actually, the big winner is us.
Woohoo.
Now, if you want to get a little artsier with some wood wall accents, you can follow a style I did in our studio downstairs.
Oh, that looks so cool.
There's an opening. Did it in two places. There's an opening above my desk, and then by one of the entrance doors, I did a surround accent wall with cedar again, and I chose to turn the fuzzy side of the cedar. And what were they? They were the 1 inch by
1 by 2s.
1 by 2s, that's what they were. So I used the 1 by 2 cedar sticks, I call them, and one side is fuzzy and one side is
smooth.
Yeah. So you can choose which side you want to see. I went for the smooth. I wanted a little more modern and not rough hewn. So I turned them over and popped them with the nail gun, and I just kind of eyeballed it.
I know, but it looks so
And
cool.
it's pretty cool, and studios tend to have that warm wood, pretty inspirational, pretty creative feeling. So, and it smelled good for a long time.
It did.
Yeah.
The smell's gone.
Yeah, the cedar, eventually, but it smelled, good.
Yes. In our pantry, we had really ugly Formica countertop, and it was kind of like a desk area that had that ugly Formica countertop. Yeah. And then we had this other cubby that was not being used. It was supposed to be the pantry, but it had like metal shelving and it was all exposed. Yeah. So we built our own pantry with cabinets, and we wanted some pretty nice countertops, but we couldn't afford them, so we made them out of wood.
Yes.
What was that wood?
It was the stain grade plywood. So you don't want to get the rough stuff, because you want to be able to finish it. I don't remember if it was maple or
I think
oak.
it was.
Maybe it was.
I think it was maple.
Could have been maple. Anyway, you'll notice that the plywood has a very smooth side and some nice wood grain. So it's that kind. Get that kind.
Yeah.
And then stain it. And then around the edges, we bought the 1 by 2 matching wood sticks. I think those are oak.
Yeah.
And those we just did like you wouldn't call it a backsplash, but...
no, but just like a little ledge.
Maybe a splashback.
Well, we used
that just to cover the gaps.
Yes.
And it gave a little lip.
Well, and for one 4x8 sheet of the stainable plywood, we were able to get 2 countertops out
That's
of it.
right.
So
pretty cheap.
That's right. But that's not the first time that we've made our own wood countertops. In our old house, we had a half bath that we had used the wood.
Yeah, we made a little sink countertop, cut the hole, plop the sink
in. And then we had that old kitchen island that we made out of pallet wood. But we changed the look, removed the pallet wood, covered it with beadboard. But then for that top, we also used another sheet of that stainable plywood.
And then on the edges, didn't we use the iron-on?
Yeah.
The iron-on edge.
And veneer.
Yeah. Ben Veneer. I love him. Doesn't he dance and stuff?
That's Ben Vereen.
Whatever. Same difference. I mean, he played Kennedy once. Anybody get that movie reference? Put it in the comments below. So, keeping with the theme of we pretty much make everything a wood countertop in this house, when we moved into this house, we had a bathroom for the kids.
Yes.
And our kids are really tall, so it was pretty sad to watch them bend halfway over to wash their face, you know?
Well, the bathroom was made handicap accessible because the doorways are wider and the counters are lower. But when your son is 6'7", and he's bending down,
you don't even have to be 6'7". I mean,
no, it was low.
It's pretty low for anybody. So we wanted to raise the vanity, so we used a 1x6 board.
Yes,
and stuck it on top of the cabinet doors, the framing for the cabinet doors, and
attached it with pocket holes.
Yeah, we did the Craig jig, and those are cool, very helpful in a spot like that. And that raised the whole thing up at least 5.5 inches, not including the countertops. And guess what? We reused the countertops from the kitchen pantries that we didn't need.
The ugly
ones, and stuck them in there, but we didn't leave them ugly.
No, I found some contact paper on Amazon, and it was a very thick contact paper, so it's kind of more commercial grade.
Yeah, we read the reviews and we thought, this is the right.
But I think the whole roll of contact paper was like $20 or something like that. Yeah. So we covered that, and it looks like marble. It really looks cool.
It's pretty great.
And then we just put the original sinks.
Cut some holes.
Yep.
Plop the sinks in. That's the sound of sinks going in, and that's what we did.
That's right. Also in that bathroom, something that is very affordable that we did is we painted the tile. Just the year before, we had retiled our primary bathroom and had gone through the entire process of hammering and sledgehammering out.
It was a lot.
It was a lot, and
but super fun.
Yes, fun, but we weren't quite ready to do that. So we found some really cool epoxy paint and decided to paint the tile. It's been about 2.5 years. Yeah. And it's still going.
It's looking pretty great.
Yeah, still going strong. So, and I think those kits are very affordable. So if you aren't in the market to replace your bathroom tile, but you want a temporary fix until you can save up to do that, this is a great option to do that. They also make a paint for the floor. So we also painted the tile floor in that room as well. Now that did get beat up a little bit, but it also is a boys' bathroom for 2 teens.
They're not really walking in there softly.
And I think a door fell off and scratched it, so I had to do a little touch-ups. Yeah. But even with that, the touching up process was very easy.
I mean, we're all that to say, even with some rough boys walking in their shoes and maybe doing some moonwalks out of the toilet room, still, it's it's holding up. It's holding up to the moonwalks in Doc Marten stinking steel-toed boots. So pretty good. But little small spots even for that, I'd go for it.
Yeah. All right, so we talked about the bathroom, which those are some affordable options for you to update your space if you are on a tight budget, but it still can create some drama. Let's move on to the kitchen, because that's another place where that a lot of people neglect to update because it is such a pricey makeover. Yeah. So here are some options for your kitchen. One thing that we did is we painted our kitchen cabinets. Yep. And we had this is our 3rd kitchen that we painted.
Yeah.
So for another can of paint.
Yeah. Everybody's nervous to do that, but it's not that hard.
I will say the longevity of just regular paint on cabinets, I think that it does not last as long as if you were to get that done commercially.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe use an epoxy type paint that would last longer.
Yeah.
But it still creates a huge dramatic change.
Well, yeah. If you paid somebody to do it, it wouldn't fit in our category of under $200.
That's right.
So do you want to change your cabinets this weekend? It's not going to cost you that much, but you may have to do it in a few years again.
That's right.
But whatever.
Well, and if you don't want to paint your cabinets, here's another option. Just swap out the hardware.
Oh, yeah.
Get new drawer pulls and doorknobs and all of that stuff.
And maybe you can even put them in a new place.
That's right.
You know, you can get a different style, and, you know, it just depends on where the hole is.
Yeah.
You know, but you can put them in a new spot or get some total new look in there just for hardware.
That's right. Okay, so now this is one of the categories where there is a little bit of wiggle room because it all depends on the type of sink that you go with, but replacing the kitchen sink is a very doable project that makes a huge difference. Now, upstairs, we actually cut a hole in our granite.
You want to tell them that story real quick? So here we are, never having cut through granite ever before. Went and bought the saw, and not a very expensive saw, mind you. And so I was a little worried about that because I was thinking, is it going to hold up? But we got the diamond blade, and it worked fantastic. But here's the funny part. It said, you know, sparks are going to fly, and it's going to be incredibly messy and kick dust up and everything. And so you got to have water under there. And we were thinking, oh, this is going to be a
huge mess.
Yeah. So we prepared by taping off. We sort of dexterized this again, and we put plastic everywhere, and we put it. We taped it in a way where we actually draped it across both of us. We're under this thing. We got masks and goggles and everything, so we're not breathing.
I'm there with the shop vac and the spray bottle.
And we're just, and it didn't really kick too many sparks, luckily.
No.
But because we kept the surface wet, and you were constantly spraying that. And buddy, we cut a hole in that granite.
That was
for the new sink.
Scariest DIY that we have ever. I mean, because it took us. I think we had to debate and rethink and replan at least for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, are we really about to do this?
Yeah.
Because there's no turning back. Like, if you messed up.
I know.
But, you know, we knew the line where we were going to cut, and we actually were a little shy, and we had to go a little bit deeper on one side.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. And I even know a granite guy, and I called him and was like, dude, give me some confidence on this. You know, I want to do this. And he said, it's going to be fine. And it was.
Yeah. Well, and then that's where it was pricey. So I did get my dream apron front farmhouse sink.
Yeah, that's true.
And that one is on the pricier side. But for the entire kitchen makeover, I think that was the most expensive item that we had on our list.
But
because
still cheap in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, in our basement, we also replaced another sink. We replaced an undermount sink. So that one, we didn't have to cut any granite.
Yep.
We just removed the sink and replaced that. And again, we went with this beautiful hammered copper sink. But, you know, you can vary, you know.
That's much cheaper than the...
That's right.
What was that? Porcelain?
Yeah.
Porcelain sink. And then the size of it, you know, if you got a small sink, it's not going to cost that much.
That's right. But those are very doable DIYs. And the copper sink downstairs, absolutely phenomenal.
Gorge.
And talk about drama, because it just sparkles and shines. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about some stuff that you actually do with your business for other people, and that is you go and you update their fireplaces for them, which we have done ourselves
several times.
So you can, if you have a brick fireplace, you can LIMEWASH the brick fireplace. If the brick looks dated, that's very easy to do.
It is one of the most dramatic changes that you can do in your living room or den or whatever you call it. I've seen so many customers show me their dark, dank
Yeah.
70s, stone or brick fireplace.
Yeah.
And then I apply some lime wash to it, and it's just a little bit. It really stretches really far. You maybe do some distressing accents on there, and just
gorgeous.
Bam! It's like the sun came up in that room after you do that.
You can lime wash either a brick fireplace, or if you have stone, you can also kind of change the color of the stone. You did do a stone fireplace where you didn't completely
right. That doesn't have to be all the way white.
No.
But
you mostly focused on the dark mortar.
Kind of the mortar sections, and then just kind of blend into the center of those stones. It's really natural looking, but it still brightens up the room, and it's like those fireplaces can just sort of be a void. They just suck all the energy out. And then when you apply the lime wash and brighten it up a bit, it's just like it gives off some great energy.
Well, if lime wash isn't the thing, you could use lime slurry, and that's what we used in our living room, which we had such really deep mortar joints. And so we wanted to have a more flush look. So we built out the mortar joints to make them flush with the brick.
Added some extra mortar, floated it in.
That's right.
It's not very difficult.
No, and then we applied the lime slurry, which does have kind of a textured finish, but it looks as if the brick has been plastered over. It's beautiful and dramatic. So
just look over there. You can see it.
You can't see it.
Yeah, just look.
No.
Look, turn your head.
Oh,
they've been doing popcorn ceilings. They can't look around. Boom.
Okay, so keeping in with what you do for people, you also lime wash people's exterior homes. Now, this one is all dependent upon the size of your home. If you have a small home, it could possibly be under $200.
That's right.
But I don't think for an average size home, you're talking maybe about between $200 to $500 in product.
Yes. Yeah, you're going to pay a little bit more to lime wash your exterior, and it all is dependent on the size of your house. But I've done so many houses that only took 2 buckets.
Yeah.
And they're probably over $200 a bucket.
Yeah.
But it'll wrap your whole house. And then there's houses that have a bunch of siding around, and it's just a little bit of brick, and maybe just the front of the house is brick.
Right.
Or just the surround of the garage even.
Yeah.
If you're going to break over $200, you're not going into the thousands and thousands of dollars, and it's an easy application that you can do yourself.
It's very DIY friendly. We do have lots of blog posts about that since we work exclusively with this product. We ought to just do a show.
I'm not sure I understand.
Shut up, Siri.
Okay, so let's just say no one wants to change the exterior of their home. There are some things that are well under $200 that can create drama, like painting your front door a new color.
Yeah.
That's super easy to do, and you could do that in a day.
Yeah. For all you one-story homers out there, if you want to change the color of your shutters, you can paint
or
those.
if you aren't afraid of heights,
or you got a really long pole. Golly, could you imagine?
Tape the brush
to it, which I do all the time, because you're like, gosh, I got to get that one more spot. I'll just sit there and tape, and then just hoist it up, go bloop, and be like, perfect. I don't have to get the ladder out.
Well, but you can paint your front door. You can paint your shutters.
Yeah.
That can create a whole new look for your home.
Yeah.
That is a, huge curb appeal.
Yeah.
That would just
That's right.
also raise the value of your home as well.
Raise the roof. One final way you can change the entire look of your house is by using a pressure washer. So every house needs a pressure washer. That's that and an air compressor. That's my 2 rules.
Those are your 2 rules?
That's my 2. You got to have an air compressor.
Or you can also rent them.
Yeah. No, you need to own them. That's the rule. So if you're going to follow me, do what I say and go get you one, because you will use it all the time. And,
you do use it all the time.
And you can clean your porches. It completely takes it from dirty and nasty to almost looking like you got a brand new porch. We have a fence on the side of our house that is gray, and we went out there and pressure washed it, and it's all like fresh wood again.
Okay. You pressure washed the trash cans.
I pressure washed the trash cans.
And they look brand new.
And my neighbors are jealous about how good my trash cans look.
Well, a pressure washer is a very easy way to clean off your siding. You can also brighten up your walkway to your home.
Yeah.
You can also do your driveway because, concrete will just get dark over time. And so it's just a great, easy way that will create a huge new look for what, an afternoon, a couple of days,
sure.
weekend?
Depends on what you're doing. First step before lime washing a house is to pressure wash it to clean the brick. And most of the time, I'm afraid the customers are going to come out after I've cleaned it and going, okay, stop. I love it. It looks beautiful. You don't need to paint it. So it looks that good. I mean, especially a front porch when the steps get all the black, mold and the moss and everything growing on it, and you clean that off. Ew, it looks good.
Oh, well, the house that you're working on now, there was a spot in the back that you were pressure washing off the mold and not mold, but I guess it's algae
and stuff.
Yeah. And it looks.
Yeah. I mean, you could stop
good.
right there. It does look like a fresh, clean house, or your gutters, downspouts, all of those things. If you hit that with a pressure washer, it really cleans the place up.
We hope this helps you out with some ideas. If you're wanting to make over some spots in your home, but your budget is tight, don't let that hold you back, because these are some great suggestions that can help bring drama to your home that you will enjoy for many years.